Welcome to the Online Success Journey Podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey Podcast, Patience.
Hello everyone and welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 22. Are you ready to join the clan? Today we have Matt Handshakin Holmes. Matt is an entrepreneur, a speaker, author, and the founder of the Handshakin Video Series, featuring today's top entrepreneurs on the best networking strategies. After interviewing venture capitalists, members of Congress, and billionaires, he now helps aspiring entrepreneurs launch with their best networking strategies in the Handshakin headquarters co-working space and the Handshakin Startup Pre-accelerator. Take your startup idea to the next level at handshakin.com. Hello, Matt.
Hi, Patience.
I know the clan is anxious to hear your story, so let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my clan a little bit about your background, about what you did before you started your online business? Take us right back at the last job or business before you started your online.
Yeah, well, actually, I started my first business right after going to school. My first business was a real estate company where we purchased homes here in Colorado, and we did that with out-of-state investment from investors and rented to all the millennials and young professionals that were moving here. So it wasn't quite an online company, and I got into that at an early age. I actually did that immediately after graduating, so I had a ton of student loans, and I couldn't really pay myself enough to live on. So the first business was a crazy ride. It wasn't online. I didn't see that it could scale. After about 2 years of not being able to pay myself anything, I was able to sell off part of it. And after I did that, I realized, wow, entrepreneurship can work. It is possible to be your own boss, but what's my purpose? What's my passion? And that's when I got into this new business, the Handshakin Video Series.
Wow. Did you always wanted to become an author? Because I see now you're an author. Did you, when you were very little, did you say, oh yeah, one day I want to become an author?
Yeah, I had always kind of had it in the back of my mind, but never really knew what I'd write about. But after I started the Handshakin Video Series, as you said, I interviewed today's top entrepreneurs on networking strategies. And before I started interviewing them, I had my suspicions. Maybe it's good to help people first before you ask for something. Maybe it's good to go to specific events that are extremely relevant to what you're doing and not just networking events where there's not really a purpose. And after interviewing 50 plus guests, I learned some really important takeaways that I just absolutely had to write about and wanted to get out there so other people could learn the same lessons that I learned by interviewing these people without having to go and interview 50 people.
Okay, so help us connect with you. Tell us one thing, either a business or a personal, that we want to know about you, even if we've been following you for a while now.
A business or what?
Tell us one more thing that we want to know about you, a business or a personal thing that we want to know.
Okay, let's see. What's a good one? Here's one that's probably you wouldn't guess about me. Right now, I'm pacing around here chatting with you, but actually a few years ago, I broke my hip in my mid-20s when a girl jumped on my back for a piggyback ride. And I got put on crutches, and I couldn't walk for a few weeks, and it healed. I wasn't able to ski. Here in Colorado, we love going up to the mountains and skiing and snowboarding. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is I realize life is fragile. And that's just one of a few lessons I learned in life. Life's fragile. Like when I tried to launch my business, I took some financial risks, but I never risked anything that would, take my ability to walk away from me. And my ability to walk was taken away from me for a few weeks just randomly. it wasn't really fair, and that kind of helped, point me in the entrepreneurial direction a little bit further. It's financial risks are not risks that can put you in the hospital. So that's something personal. I bet you guys wouldn't guess about me.
Wow. Okay, Matt, we know that everyone online wants to have their needs met and problems solved. My clan is the hungry of entrepreneurs wanting the same thing and looking to move their business forward. So what is your focus or specialty online?
Yeah, our niche is really networking for first-time entrepreneurs. Anyone who launches their business for the first time their personal network's going to go through a drastic change. And it's important to know how to go about that. And that's where we come in, and we can help educate folks online about, what networking looks like, what it looks like to make a contact, and how you build a relationship with them, why that's important, and then where to go from there.
Okay. Well, people tend to think the sunshine, now you are so successful. Did you have any setbacks while setting up your online business? It was just smooth through.
Yeah, there's always going to be setbacks, even when things are going well. There's a whole different setback that'll jump at you out of nowhere. One of the difficult things that I had to learn is when I started my video series, I was interviewing these really high caliber guests, and I got seduced by the fact that I was building relationships with people that I never thought I'd even get an email back from. And I was selfish with that. And I would just, throw the content to my video editor, and we'd publish a very long video on YouTube. And no one would watch the long videos because I wasn't paying attention to the people watching my video series. I was paying attention to me and my personal network. And this isn't about me. This is about helping others. So that was a pretty discouraging setback when I found out I had several episodes published and they weren't getting any views, and the people wanted something different than what I was already investing dollars and time into. So now we publish short videos, and we're past that setback. And I'm sure there will be more setbacks in the future, but you just got to be ready for them.
Wow. I know the clan is anxious to know about you, how you went through that in part 2. But for now, tell us, what do you think is the reason for your online successful?
I think I aligned my business with what I was passionate about. But before I launched this business, and after I was getting out of the real estate, I looked at my life and I thought to myself, what do I love, and what am I already doing? And the answer to that was, I love entrepreneurs and I like getting them together, and I like helping them, especially with the relationship building, networking side of things. And I had already been doing that for years. When I would get off work from my real estate company, I would go meet a friend and we'd talk about their new business idea. And I'd try to get them in contact with this other person. So when I got out of the real estate, I realized, why don't I launch something where I'm actually doing what I already love and I'm really passionate about. And I think that's the only way to go about it in entrepreneurship, because you're going to have a lot of hurdles and, like you said, a lot of setbacks. And it needs to be something you love if it's something you're going to stick with. And this stuff does not happen overnight. It can take months and months or years and years. And if you're not passionate about it, you might not be able to ride your dream all the way till the end.
Wow. But now, Matt, you are scaring us. You're saying this internet world business doesn't happen overnight. Is that what is discouraging other people? Because others, when I was going to the seminars, what I still do, they were like, oh, you can make money within 5 days. You can make money within 30 days. So, but now you are scaring us, saying it can take months and months.
I think it can. Now, to be fair, I think a smart way that a lot of people I talk to go about it is they'll keep their traditional or full-time job, and they'll start doing something like a podcast like you, or like an online course, a webinar, many of the ways to make money online. And they'll do that part-time until it grows a little bit. And then maybe when they're ready to make the jump, maybe when they quit their job, they already have things lined up and they can gather, they already have a big audience that they can sell to, and they can make some serious progress even in just the first week when they have time to devote to their startup idea full time. But chances are they were building it before.
Oh, okay. So now if you are here listening, so remember, you can't just start on and say, in Saturdays you are going to make money. Just keep building it until later. Right. And where do we find this fabulous book of yours?
Yeah, so the book I wrote, you can find at handshakebook.com, since it's a book about handshakes.
Okay.
And it's either available on Amazon or you can purchase it straight from their website.
Okay. In your program, do you have like a big strategy? Sometimes the people, they want to teach middle class and lower class, or which one do you take on? Anyone can join?
Yeah, so the Pre-accelerator is going to launch mid-February. We've just been kind of testing it with some people here in person in Colorado. But it's going to be published, to the public as an online course in February. And we'll have lectures from past guests. It's geared around community, gathering feedback on your idea, and getting mentors, world-class mentors that are vested in your success. And because those are the exact same questions we ask our guests. And that'll be published in February. It's all about quickly launching your idea and having something live online. And then going about networking in person and online, and how to build relationships in person and online.
Wow, we'll be really excited. We'll be waiting for February. Okay. Okay. Glad Matt is going to hang out and share more information about his journey with us. If you can relate to where Matt started his travels so far, or if you just want to learn more about Matt, you can listen to the next extended version of his journey at onlinesuccessjourney.com. If you are listening at the journey, by clicking on part 2 of Matt's journey, you'll get even more tips to help you with your own journey and access to all our journey podcast. So check out Matt's book, Handshake Your Way to Entrepreneurial Success, at handshakinbook.com or on Amazon. And you can find all these links and learn more about joining the clan at onlinesuccessjourney.com. Okay, that's a wrap, clan. Remember, success is a journey. Patience and Matt, join us in part 2 at Online Success Journey.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to part 1 and want to be sure you know there is a second part to this and every journey podcast at onlinesuccessjourney.com, filled with even more success tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. There are dozens of episodes only available to the members of the Online Success Journey clan. Check out the website and click on Join the Clan for more information. Patience would like to thank you for listening to this podcast, and she has a free audio gift for you at her website. Go to onlinesuccessjourney.com for instant access to this gift. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps each of us chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the online success journey and to listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review it at Stitcher and other sites by clicking the stars or completing the ratings form, by clicking thumbs up and leaving a comment on YouTube, or liking and sharing the podcast on social media. To review the podcast within iTunes, simply open iTunes to the podcast, click on Ratings and Reviews, then write a review. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.